Hey everyone, ever get that like little rush when you find a killer deal online?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like when you're about to check out and you're like, wait, let me see if there's a coupon code.
Definitely. Happens all the time.
And that's where things like Honey come in, right? That browser extension that promises to just like magically find all the best coupon codes for you.
Right.
It's super popular. Millions of users, tons of tech YouTubers swear by it. Seems like a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, at first glance.
But what if I told you that using Honey could actually be costing you money and like hurting the creators you love?
Yeah, that's what we're diving into today.
Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild one.
It is.
Okay, so first things first, we got to do a quick little crash course on how a lot of creators online actually make money, right?
Right.
It's called affiliate marketing. Basically, they get a special link to, let's say, a new phone or a gadget they recommend.
Right.
And if you buy that thing through their link,
Yeah.
they get a small cut of the sale.
That's a way to support the creators you like.
Exactly. Think of it like a little digital thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's where Honey gets a little tricky.
Okay.
They use something called last click attribution.
Ooh, last click attribution.
So imagine you click on a YouTuber's link for, let's say, a new phone.
Yep.
You're all set to buy it. You go to checkout, and then you decide to use Honey just to see if there's a better deal. Well, Honey swoops in, and they often end up getting the credit for that sale, even though you discovered that phone through the YouTuber.
Hold on. So even if I click on a creator's link first, Honey can still, like, steal their commission.
Yeah, potentially. It's not guaranteed, but it happens a lot.
That doesn't seem, like, very fair.
Not really. And a tech YouTuber named Megalag, he actually decided to investigate this whole thing.
Okay.
He ran a bunch of tests, and lo and behold, he found that Honey was constantly taking credit for sales that it didn't actually generate.
So it's not just like a theory, there's actual evidence of Honey doing this.
Oh, absolutely. Megalag even got Honey to admit that if their extension is the last thing you use before you buy something, chances are they're going to get the commission.
Wow. So they're basically gaming the system.
Pretty much.
Okay, so this is already getting way shadier than I initially thought.
Yeah.
But what about this Honey Gold thing, or PayPal Rewards as it's called now?
Right.
Isn't that supposed to, like, give you cash back and stuff?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's designed to make you feel like you're getting a good deal, but it can actually be quite misleading.
Okay.
Megalag tested this with NordVPN. Their affiliate program gives you like a 40% commission if someone signs up through your links.
Okay, so what happened when he used Honey Gold?
Well, when he bought NordVPN without Honey Gold, he got the expected $35 commission.
Okay.
But when he activated Honey Gold and bought it again,
Yeah.
his commission was gone, completely stolen by Honey.
Right.
And he got a whopping 89 cents back.
89 cents? Are you serious?
Dead serious. They took a $35 commission
Yeah.
and gave him back 89 cents.
That's insane.
Yeah, it really highlights how Honey is potentially exploiting both creators and users.
Okay, this is mind-blowing.
Okay.
And you said there's, like, another way that they pull this off, right?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes Honey will just randomly pop up during checkout.
Yeah.
Offering no coupons, no Honey Gold, nothing.
Yeah.
You just click like, got it, to make it go away, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? Even that simple click can allow them to steal the commission.
So they're getting rewarded for literally doing nothing.
Essentially.
That's just wrong.
It is. And it gets even worse when you start looking at how Honey works with online retailers.
Okay, now I'm, like, really curious. What's going on there?
Well, Honey promises shoppers the best deals, right?
Right.
But they also tell businesses that they can control which coupons are shown to Honey users.
Wait, so they might be hiding the best deals from us?
Exactly. This whole thing came out in a podcast that Honey made for businesses.
Oh, wow.
Someone from Princess Polly, a clothing store, even bragged about how Honey helps them control the discounts they offer.
So Honey is basically playing both sides,
Yeah, it's a bit of a double game.
promising us savings while letting stores manipulate what we see.
Exactly.
Okay, this is wild. And to think, they've spent millions of dollars advertising this whole misleading system.
They have over 5,000 sponsored videos, billions of views, tons of influencers promoting it without even knowing the truth.
This is blowing my mind. But you mentioned earlier that Megalag sometimes did find good deals using Honey.
He did.
How does that fit into all of this?
That's the scary part.
Okay.
It suggests that they might be strategically offering real discounts, every once in a while, just to keep people hooked.
So it's all a facade to make them seem legit?
Pretty much.
Wow. And here's where it gets really concerning.
Oh,
Those good deals could actually be leading to higher prices for everyone in the long run.
exactly. That's the real kicker.
Wait, hold on. How does finding good deals lead to higher prices? I don't get it.
Well, there have been reports of small businesses getting hit with fake Honey coupons that are like way too generous.
Okay.
They basically have to honor the discount or deal with a bunch of angry customers.
So they're losing money because of these fake Honey discounts.
Exactly. And what happens when businesses constantly lose money?
Yeah.
They have to raise prices for everyone else to make up for it.
Oh, I see. So you're saying that by using Honey, we might actually be contributing to higher prices for everyone.
It's definitely a possibility. And it all stems from Honey's deceptive practices.
Wow. This is heavy stuff.
It is. They're manipulating the system for their own profit, and everyone else is left to deal with the consequences.
It's kind of like a digital shell game,
You could say that.
and we're all just like pawns in their game.
Pretty much.
It's kind of crazy to think that a company like Honey would actually engage in these tactics.
Yeah, especially with a company like PayPal backing them.
Yeah.
You really start to question the whole landscape of online advertising.
Right.
But let's not forget about the creators.
Right.
Like imagine, you're partnering with this company, thinking they're helping you earn more,
Yeah.
and they're secretly undermining you the whole time.
Totally. And that's exactly what happened to a lot of these tech YouTubers.
A lot of them.
You mentioned Linus Tech Tips earlier.
Oh, yeah.
They're a huge channel, and even they got caught up in this.
They did. And it took them years to realize what was happening.
Wow.
And they tried to work with Honey, to get them to change their practices.
Yeah.
But Honey refused.
So they ended up breaking ties with them.
They did. They cut ties completely.
And that really, speaks volumes about how serious this whole problem is.
Oh, absolutely. But here's the thing.
Okay.
After Linus Tech Tips cut ties with Honey, they partnered with another coupon extension called Karma.
Really?
Which apparently does the same thing.
Oh, come on. They went from, one shady extension to another.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
This really, highlights the need for more awareness.
Yeah.
And, due diligence in the influencer marketing world.
Totally. It's like a reminder that you can't just blindly trust endorsements,
Right.
even from, your favorite creators.
Even if you really like them, you got to do your research.
Yeah.
Read reviews.
Yeah.
Be skeptical of things that sound too good to be true.
Right, because free often comes at a cost.
Exactly.
Speaking of things that sound too good to be true,
Mm-hmm.
what about that Better Business Bureau investigation into Honey?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they look into all this?
They did back in 2024,
Okay.
but it was pretty short-lived.
Okay.
Honey stopped the specific claims that were being investigated,
Right.
and the BBB kind of dropped the case.
So they basically got away with it.
It seems that way.
It's kind of like a slap on the wrist,
Yeah.
and they just keep going.
I do. Unfortunately, that's often the case with big companies.
Right.
They have the resources to kind of weather these things,
Yeah.
knowing that public attention is going to fade away pretty quickly.
Right. But Megalag's video did expose them pretty thoroughly.
Oh, yeah.
That thing went viral.
It did. And it had a pretty significant impact.
Yeah.
Their Chrome extension lost 3 million users
Wow.
right after that video came out.
That's pretty huge.
It is. It shows the power of independent research.
Yeah.
And, holding these companies accountable.
Yeah.
And doing these deep dives.
Absolutely. So what happened after that? Did Honey, change their ways at all?
Sadly, not really.
Oh, come on.
They kind of bounced back.
Yeah.
Regained those users they lost.
Really?
And they've actually grown even bigger since then.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that they're, even bigger now after being exposed like this?
They are. It's kind of, wild.
How is that even possible?
Well, it's a reminder that marketing and brand recognition are very powerful things, even when a company's been caught doing something wrong.
Yeah. It's kind of disheartening, to be honest.
I understand. It makes you wonder if anything can really change the system.
Right.
But it's important to remember that awareness is key. Even small actions like uninstalling the extension, sharing this information with others,
Yeah.
supporting ethical creators, all of that can make a difference.
Yeah. It's those little things that add up.
Yeah.
It's easy to feel powerless in these situations.
Right.
But we can't just give up.
Definitely not.
Okay, so this whole Honey situation, it really raises some big questions about the whole ecosystem. Right?
Big questions.
If a company like this, with PayPal behind them, is willing to be so deceptive.
Right.
What does that say about the state of online advertising as a whole?
Exactly. And it makes you think about the responsibility of influencers.
Right.
Are they just supposed to promote anything that comes their way?
Yeah.
Or do they have a duty to protect their audience and be more discerning?
Yeah. It's a tough one.
It is. These are questions that we need to grapple with as consumers, as a society. We're bombarded with advertising messages constantly.
Yeah.
And it's getting harder and harder to separate truth from fiction.
This whole thing has really opened my eyes to just how manipulative online marketing can actually be.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a constant battle to stay informed and make conscious choices.
It is a constant battle.
Yeah.
But that's why these deep dives are so important.
Yeah.
We need to equip ourselves with knowledge and critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
To be able to navigate this digital world.
Yeah.
Honey is a perfect example of how a seemingly harmless tool can actually be exploiting us.
Right.
And it's not just them. It's a whole bunch of them out there.
Right.
It's a business model that preys on our trust.
Wow. It's kind of messed up when you think about it.
It is.
Okay, so, speaking of consequences,
Yeah.
what about that class action lawsuit against Honey?
Oh,
We kind of touched on that earlier.
right. So there's this huge lawsuit that was filed on behalf of all these creators who had their commissions stolen.
Okay.
And it's not just creators who were partnered with Honey. It's anyone
Yeah.
who used affiliate links.
Right.
And had their commissions poached by Honey.
So that could be millions of people, potentially.
Millions, yeah.
Wow.
The lawsuit accuses Honey of fraud,
Mhm.
saying that they essentially stole money from people.
Right.
And interfered with agreements between creators and businesses.
So this could have huge implications for, the whole affiliate marketing industry.
Oh, absolutely.
What happens if they actually lose?
Oh, it could set a major precedent.
Yeah.
Companies might have to be a lot more transparent about how they're operating.
Yeah.
Platforms like YouTube
Mm-hmm.
might have to take more responsibility as well.
Right. Wow. So this whole Honey saga is far from over.
It's not over.
There's, still so much that could happen.
It's a developing story.
Mm.
And that's why it's so important to stay informed and keep these conversations going.
Absolutely. We got to keep talking about this stuff.
We have to demand more transparency, accountability,
Yes.
ethical practices from these companies.
It's our digital lives. We've got to be more aware.
We do.
Okay, so after this whole deep dive into the honey trap,
Yeah.
what can our listeners do, to protect themselves?
Well, the most important thing is uninstall Honey.
Just get rid of it.
It's just not worth the risk.
Yeah.
to your privacy, your wallet, the livelihood of the creators that you might be supporting.
It's just not worth it.
It's not.
It's easy to just assume that these things are safe, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Especially when they're so popular and everyone's using them. But this whole honey thing has really made me realize, like, we gotta be way more careful about, like, what we install and who we trust online.
Absolutely. It's like anything else, you know?
Yeah.
You wouldn't just like hand over your credit card to a random stranger on the street. You do your research, check their credentials, make sure they're trustworthy. We need to apply that same level of scrutiny to the digital tools and services that we use every day.
Totally. So besides like ditching honey, what else can our listeners do to like avoid falling into similar traps in the future?
Right.
Because there's like a ton of these browser extensions and apps out there.
Oh, there's so many.
All promising to save us money. How do we know which ones are legit?
It's all about being an informed consumer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Before you install anything, just do a quick Google search.
Okay.
Look for reviews. Check out independent websites that analyze these tools.
Yeah.
See what other users are saying. Don't just rely on like the glowing testimonials that you see on the company's own website.
Yeah, those can be totally misleading. What about the terms of service?
Oh, the terms of service.
Yeah. I know most people probably just click agree.
Oh, yeah.
Without even reading them.
Nobody reads those.
But are there any red flags like that we should be looking out for?
Definitely. Pay attention to how they're handling your data.
Okay.
Like what information are they collecting?
Yeah.
How are they using it? Are they sharing it with third parties?
Right.
A lot of these extensions have access to like your browsing history.
Yeah.
Your purchases, even your passwords in some cases.
Wow.
So you want to make sure that you're comfortable with how they're using that information.
Yeah. It's kind of like scary to think about how much data we're just handing over.
It is a little bit scary.
Without even realizing it. It's a good reminder to be more mindful, I guess.
Absolutely. Be mindful of your digital footprint, you know?
Yeah.
Who you're trusting with your information.
And even if we're like careful, it feels like there's always like new scams and tricks popping up.
Oh, constantly.
It's exhausting, like trying to stay ahead of it all.
Yeah. It's a constant arms race.
Right.
But that's why it's so important to like develop those critical thinking skills.
Right.
Question everything. Don't just take things at face value.
Yeah.
If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah. It all comes back to being informed and aware.
Absolutely.
And that's what we try and do here on The Deep Dive.
That's what we're all about.
Give our listeners the info they need to like make smart choices. So I think the big takeaway from our like honey investigation here is don't let the promise of like free blind you to the potential costs.
Absolutely.
Sometimes those things that seem like super convenient or helpful can actually be the most harmful.
It's true.
So always do your research.
Always. Be skeptical. Question everything.
It's a wild world out there.
It is.
But hey, that's why we're here.
That's why we do these
It's
deep
to
dives.
help you navigate it all.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll catch you next time.
See ya.